Yo, what's good everyone? OJ here and welcome to another video. Today, we've got some awesome information, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And TGS 2018 is in full swing. We've got our first official screenshot and gameplay footage of Yokai Watch 4 running on the Nintendo Switch, and I have to say this is a big change up from what we've seen before in the Yokai Watch franchise. And this game is a game that people aren't talking about when it comes to Nintendo hitting their goal. This game is not talked about much because it's not going to be in the West for 2018, but in Japan this is going to be huge because there's going to be a 1-2-3 punch with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Yokai Watch 4, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But getting back to Yokai Watch 4, all we have is this screenshot that you guys are seeing officially from them, and then they showed off like a gameplay trailer at Tokyo Game Show running on the big screen up above. So we don't have any direct feed footage as of the time that I'm recording this video, but it should be coming very soon, and I'll probably do an update on this. TGS 2018 has had a ton of announcements, and I know you guys want me to go over all of them, but it'd be tough for a normal PE news video, so make sure you tune into my PE lives where we're going to be going over a lot of the information. But Yokai Watch 4 looks absolutely amazing, and it's the perfect complement to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Obviously, some fans don't think that that one is up to snuff when it comes to all the depth with a typical Pokemon battle system, but it still has some content there. But if you're not looking for that, I mean for Japanese users at least, you can check out Yokai Watch 4, which I would hope would be out in the West before Pokemon 2019 comes, so it gives people in the West a chance to actually play this one and try it out. But this battle style that they have in here, and once again, I feel like this is way more action, kind of like a Ni no Kuni style combat system here, because you have human controlled characters fighting alongside monsters or fighting alongside yokai in order to take down bigger and badder enemies. I absolutely love what they're doing here. The action looks really fluid and fast. Yokai Watch / Kingdom Hearts style. It just seems like they're really just trying to ramp things up just a bit, and I love the new direction of Yokai Watch, and I think that's why they need to make sure that they get this thing localized a bit faster than usual, because look at this combat. This is far more Western friendly than any of the other Yokai Watch games before, because if you look at the last Yokai Watch games and what they do, they're really weird in their battle systems and kind of how they operate and everything, kind of maybe even confusing for some people out there. So this one, it looks completely different. It might still be confusing when it gets down to the nuts and bolts of it, but just by looking at it, it looks far more Western friendly than any other Yokai Watch game that we've seen before. So I would love for them to see if they can get this thing localized in under a year's time, and preferably before Pokemon 2019 launches. Summer 2019 would be great for this style of game, and then you have Pokemon 2019 at the end of the year. I would love for that to happen because that would be a great 1-2 punch here in the West as well. But this game is going to move a ton of Nintendo Switch units. Nintendo's kind of really banking a lot of it at the end of the year with those 3 games like I detailed, but people aren't talking about Yokai Watch 4 enough just because it's not big here in the West. But after looking at this footage here and seeing what they're doing with the gameplay and the combat, I definitely think Yokai Watch 4 is going to be a huge breakout hit in Japan. It might be the best opening day for the franchise that they've ever had based on what I've seen, but we'll have to wait and see kind of how Yokai Watch 4 develops. I know the series isn't quite as popular in Japan as it was before when it hit the Yokai Watch 2 heights, but maybe this game can kind of get it back into that. Not really sure where they are with the anime and everything in Japan, but I'm not sure if that's even going to take an effect too much. They just need to make sure that they have great marketing. They really put the game out there, let people know that Yokai Watch is back with brand new adventures, and you can do all this different type of combat. And like I said, it looks amazing running on the Nintendo Switch. So what do you guys think about this first screenshot and gameplay footage of Yokai Watch 4 for the Nintendo Switch? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next topic here, Sony has officially put the final nail in the coffin of the PS Vita. At least officially they've done it. Technically the system's been dead for a while now, but now they have officially said here's what's going down with the PlayStation Vita. So the production of the system will end in 2019 in Japan, and there's no plans for a successor either, says Sony. But they might be lying about that, but it does seem like the handheld line for Sony is going to be going on a hiatus for quite some time unless they surprise us with something. So the PlayStation Vita will be manufactured until 2019 in Japan, and there are currently no plans for a successor, Sony Interactive Entertainment Senior Vice President Hiroyuki Oda told Famitsu at Tokyo Game Show 2018. Quote, "Currently, we do not have any plans regarding a new device," Oda said. "In Japan, we will manufacture PlayStation Vita until 2019. From there, shipping will end." And there was no fat to cut on that one, man. He got straight to the point. It was plain laid out, man. He just said this, and this, and that's it. And he also talked about the PlayStation Classic as well, so I guess we can go over some of that information. There will be 20 titles in there, but they will differ from Japan and the West. However, all the currently shared ones that we do know about, so make sure you check out my video that I already did on it, those ones will all be the same across Japan and also the West. And each title is being carefully selected on a basis of popularity based on the fans in the regions. So there you go, there's that. So there will be some differences between the Japanese one and the Western titles, and something tells me that in Japan I'm gonna want that one more than the Western one. But hey, we'll have to wait and see on that one. I'm on Legend of Dragoon and Xenogears. They get those two ones in there, and I'll probably pick up this thing just because of that'd be cool if they had Xenogears and Legend of Dragoon. But either way, let's talk about the PS Vita, guys. Obviously, we knew this was coming. The PS Vita has pretty much been dead to Sony for a long time now. This is not anything new. Like the PS Vita, it was called a legacy system by Andrew House. Back when he even worked for Sony years ago, he called it a legacy system, which means that, hey, they don't even really do anything for it anymore. And that was like a year or so ago that he called it a legacy system. So we all know that the PS Vita has been technically dead for a while now, and then it's going to be actually dead with no more production of it. They're going to stop in 2019 in Japan. So if you want a PS Vita, which it's still a very slick system, there's still a lot of good things about it. It just kind of lacks some more of the first party support, and it lacks some more of the bigger games out there. It has a lot of independent titles, has a lot of Japanese RPGs, more of the smaller ones. Not really a lot of big crafted RPGs straight for the system like we're seeing like with Octopath and stuff like that, but there is good ports. For example, like Persona 4, that game's on the PS Vita and it's really good on there, so it might be worth picking up one. You have to look at it, do your research, and see if you want one. But at the same time, I'm looking at the PS Vita and its run, and this was supposed to be like the savior of handheld gaming because the Nintendo 3DS was not doing so well. It got off to that rough start and everyone said that, oh, the PS Vita is really going to take the mantle, and people were so wrong, and they were basing it off of the PSP, which actually ended up selling over 80 million units or something like that, but mainly because you could hack it. A lot of people bought it to hack it, and when that was taken away, or it wasn't as easy to do it, and also with the expensive memory cards and all that, people went right back onto Nintendo when it comes to their franchises and the high quality games that they put out on there. So I think if anybody's going to get back into the actual portable market, which Nintendo has somewhat left themselves, there's no clear dedicated new portable that we can look forward to, right? Like Nintendo has a hybrid. Yes, it's a portable, but it's also a home console. So there isn't really any more dedicated devices out there that we can look forward to in the future. Nintendo has the 3DS. Yes, I know about that, but that's old. That's from the PS Vita generation and everything too. So this is kind of like the last of its kind, right? This is the last of its kind, and we'll see what goes down in the future. We'll see who jumps into the fray, but it's interesting nonetheless. I think Sony made a good effort. They got two systems out there. PSP did better. PS Vita flopped, but at the same time they still tried, and I feel that a lot of people enjoyed the PS Vita for what it is. So what do you guys think about the PS Vita ending production in 2019 in Japan? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the last topic here, Dark Souls Remastered on the Nintendo Switch. The network test is set for September 21st through the 23rd. Bandai Namco has officially confirmed, and you can go on there and download the client right now at this point on the Nintendo Switch eShop. Now, I will have a listing of the American times, the European times, and the Japan times for you guys up on here. I'm not going to go through it individually, but yeah, it's starting up pretty soon here. Pretty much tomorrow night, you'll be able to play this here in the West. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do on this. Not sure if I'm going to test it out myself. Dark Souls, it's cool and all, but I think I like watching people play Dark Souls more than I actually like playing it myself. The network test will have single player and multiplayer content for you to jump into, so it's not just going to be multiplayer in there. Dark Souls Remastered already launched on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC back in May, and it will launch officially for the Nintendo Switch on October 19th. So while it is coming later, I think really what this delay came down to was the Nintendo Switch Online. I think that's what it came down to. They needed to test the servers, they needed to get everything ready, and Nintendo's Online just wasn't ready back in April/May when they needed to do the network test to get things done, so they had to delay it. Nintendo has released their Online. Great, now we can get some times going for the tests, which are pretty soon here, right there the same month that Nintendo released their Online, and then they can actually get things going, get that sorted out, because the last thing that you want was to release it back then in May and then people play online on the Switch and it's absolutely horrible because they weren't able to do any type of server tests or anything for the game. So that's the one thing that I do think it was a good idea, just based on the circumstances. Obviously it would have been great if they got this out back then, but they needed to do this network test and they needed Nintendo's new Online in order to do that. So it makes sense that it got delayed to October, and right as Nintendo dropped the Nintendo Online, they're like, okay, let's get this network test going. So it's pretty cool to finally see it. I think people are gonna have fun with Dark Souls on the Nintendo Switch, playing it anywhere that you want. It's the first time that Dark Souls, any type of Souls game, has ever came to a Nintendo platform, so this is also kind of history in the making as well. So what do you guys think about Dark Souls Remastered and the network test? Are you guys going to be jumping into this pretty soon here on your Nintendo Switch? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet, in addition to YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.